Hey, y'all. It's Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. I told y'all I was going to be sharing with y'all some of my different thoughts. On Thursday, we'll call it Thursday Thought. So, October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. I've talked about my pregnancy loss, and I decided that I was going to share, I guess, what I'll be calling things not to say to someone who has had pregnancy loss, be that miscarriage, chemical pregnancy, whatever the type of loss is, just things that I've thought of in my process of things that have been said to me that maybe weren't so helpful, and things that I wanted to drop out here in the atmosphere so we know don't say them. They're just not helpful. So, here we go. Okay, I'm up early doing a couple different videos. This is Fix It with Fran, where I'll talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. And this thought just came to my mind, was on my heart to share. Things that you should not say to someone who's had a pregnancy loss. I was out somewhere, somebody with very good intentions was talking to me and talking about how they have a friend who's lost so many babies and is pregnant now, and I think is about 7 months and had to have a clavage. I believe that's the word for where they stitch the cervix shut, and is wanting to make it to viability. So she may not be a full 7 months yet, or 28 weeks, I think, is when you get to the point of viability. And this person says to me, "At least you have Monica and you know what it's like to be a mom." Yeah, don't say that. And I say that because I get that some may feel that there are levels to loss, but we're not comparing. We're not in a race here. It's not who hurts worse and whose loss is better, worse, or whatever. And I'm at a very good point of strength to be able to say this, because when I look at Monica, yes, I have Monica, and some days that is a great distraction from thinking about my pregnancy loss and thinking about hurt and all that. But Monica, my now 2-year-old, is so loving and so empathic and so observant. And if she sees someone crying, she'll go over to them. "What's wrong? Are you all right? Are you okay? You're gonna be all right." And she says these things. And there's so many moments when I look at Monica and I think about the great big sibling that she's going to be. And let's even back it up further. I acknowledge and I honor that person's loss and anyone's loss who has had, literally by count, more miscarriages than me, or chemical pregnancies, or whatever you want to call it. But that's not to say that I don't still think about the loss every day, because when I think about it, one of the things that used to hit me the hardest is that if I hadn't had these losses, I would have 4 children right now. Monica would have an older sibling right now. Monica would have 2 younger siblings right now. It's a difference of having one child, literally, and having 4 kids. So to look at her every day and think, wow, what would it have been like if she had an older sibling? What would it have been like if there were 3 or 2 more or whatever right now? Don't tell anybody that, because it's insensitive to, even if you're well intending and you want to try to encourage them. If that's how the person feels, let them say that, because there's a piece of loss there and a piece of acknowledgement that we miss when we say those kind of comments. At least you have, at least you feel, at least you're better than this person, because it's not a comparison. I don't care if somebody's only lost 1 baby. I don't care if they never saw an ultrasound or a heartbeat. You don't know the context of how that loss feels for them. So let's work on not saying that. Let's work on acknowledging, letting people speak, holding space for them, as the kind of community phrase is. But oh, y'all, don't compare, don't lessen one another's burden or make one person's burden greater just because, in your opinion or by your stance, it's hard, because it's not. It's not apples and oranges. It's not even apples and apples. This is not up for comparison. So for me, that's going to be one of my things on the list. Don't say that to folks. Don't say, at least you have one here. At least you know what it's like to be a mom, because there's always another way to look at it. And other people may think you should say that. But for me and my list, it's going to be one of the things not to say. So I just wanted to drop that little thought with you. I guess it's maybe one of my Tuesday thoughts, one of my something else's. I don't even know. But I'm gonna start a little vlog series of things we shouldn't say to those who have experienced pregnancy loss, and it kind of applies to other losses too. Don't compare them, because it's not the kind of support always that we think we're giving one another. And if it's not helpful, we should try not to say it. So till next time, this is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. I always want to remind and encourage you that it's my belief that God has given us all gifts and talents that can fix some problem that exists in the world. And while we may not be able to fix everything, we all can fix something. So until next time, I pray that you will find that thing and fix it. Thanks for watching.